Welcome, Carola Hochst here with Sisters of Greatness, empowering you to recognize your greatness with self-love, meditation, and inner guidance so you can create a fulfilled life for yourself. In this video, let's talk about why it is important to love yourself as a woman. Okay, I will be sharing with you a point that is usually overlooked. Being aware of it can make a big difference in your life. It certainly did that for me, so hang around. First, let me say this. It is natural for us to love ourselves, all of us. Look at a baby or a toddler who is welcomed and wanted by her parents. What you see is a tiny human that is full of love, excited to be here, a being that wants to explore and to express her or himself. When we get around babies, we get this sense of awe, almost as if we are witnessing eternal life force coming through, eager to express herself. And for a baby at first, there's no question of self-love. Problems with self-love arise in early childhood. They come up when we have experiences that disturb the natural needs of our baby selves. Strangely enough, as a society, we are only researching the natural needs of baby in the last 30 years. And one thing that we learn is that babies are fully conscious and register everything that happens to them. Because of my adverse childhood experiences, I started paying attention to this kind of research that seemed to hold answers to my inner anguish, which had the potential to really drive me crazy. When I was about 18 years old, I also started an intense meditation and spiritual routine to pull myself together. Between the latest psychological research and my meditation practice, I recognized how lack of self-love comes about, resulting in self-rejection of various degrees. When we talk about why it is important to love ourselves, here is the most obvious reason. When you love and approve of yourself, you feel good about yourself. You're happy. When you love yourself, your inner well-being stays intact, meaning you are not conflicted inside. Your entire personality is more stress resilient, and you can make decisions that support you because you trust yourself and life. In other words, you will be able to create a life that is fulfilling for you. But when you don't love yourself, you mostly feel bad, and you start thinking and feeling that you are not good enough. Once you have adopted feeling bad about yourself, your inner self-rejection leads you to have problems and fears, be insecure, and very likely you will feel helpless when you are being devalued by circumstances or other people. So what I see so far is true for all of us, independent of gender. Most of us have experiences of negative conditioning in childhood one way or another. And this brings me to the main point that I don't hear many people talk about. As women, we are facing not only personal childhood experiences that reduce our ability to love ourselves, but we also face social structures that are restrictive to the female gender. Depending on the situation where you live, we may even face physical violence. So let me repeat. Women face two reasons for loss of self-love. One is the personal adverse childhood experiences, and second is a social patriarchal system who degrade women and feminine values. These collective streams of consciousness filled with the idea of feminine devaluation influences you daily in a subconscious way, suggesting that you don't count, that you are not important, that you don't deserve the same amount of attention and support as your brothers. And you can find more details about this in Riane Eisler's new book, Nurturing Our Humanity, linked below. It's a wonderful book. So to me, this is the main reason why it is so important to women to practice self-love. I remember being 11 years of age when I had my first taste of mainstream opinions about the supposedly lesser value of women. As women, we are confronted with these diminishing situations in all areas of life, professionally, economically, socially, and even spiritual teachings practice active depreciation of women. There was a time when I was utterly upset about all of this, until I realized that being upset doesn't help me. What helped me was to find ways to stop seeing myself with the same eyes of our patriarchal mindset. That is when my conscious self-love journey began. In time, I started feeling better about myself. I stopped focusing on the glitches and imperfections that I had, and instead I learned to value myself just for me, just for being here. Like, it is so nice that I exist, that you exist, yeah. I even learned to minimize my inner critic, who used to bring me to tears in the way it criticized the spirited aspects of me. But there was that day when I recognized in one of my meditations that my inner critic was nothing other than the internalized voice of my hypercritical mother and the voice of our dominator social system, all nicely tangled together. And that was the day when this nerve-wracking voice in my head lost the upper hand over my life. For me, it was truly important to recognize that some of my problems came from collective consciousness, the collective consciousness of our culture, and the way feminine values are not recognized. For example, body image is a big part of patriarchal social conditioning. Just knowing where these beliefs of how you should look or behave come from can help you no longer let them influence you. Because it made such a big difference in my life, I like to share this with you. And I hope this helps you. If you are not aware of these patriarchal judgments, you may go on believing these crazy internalized voices that don't serve you at all. Coming to the end of this video, my main recommendation to you is to set a powerful intention to love, value, and honor yourself daily. So there's a link down below to one of my videos that's called Choosing to Love Yourself. It's a guided meditation. And second, you can get the most powerful help for your own self-love journey from your inner guidance or your intuitive knowing. Simply ask within. Just write it down or state it. The question, this is the question. What is the most important thing I can do to increase the love for myself now? You will see that you receive answers that may amaze you and show you ways you never thought of. Okay, and one last thing, be kind to yourself. Trust yourself as if you are someone you really respect and love. Be understanding, compassionate, and endlessly patient with yourself, because these are the main ingredients of self-love. You were born with so much love in your heart, and here's one thing I know for sure. Self-love will return you to this inner loving state, and you will start feeling good about yourself, just like it is happening to me. Thank you for being here. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button below and let me know your questions that you have about self-love. Please write them down in the comments. So with love and delight, see you soon.